Hey guys, Dean from the Bush Company here. Now, you might remember those old days, right? When we had candles burning at night and those old pump-up paraffin lanterns. But nowadays, with modern technology, we've got the ability to have auxiliary batteries in our vehicles to run our lights and our electrical appliances like fridges. And a great thing is to have solar panels to charge up those batteries again when stationary in a campsite for a long time. So I want to go through today a 200 watt solar panel by the Bush Company. Now, what makes these panels really great is their pure size, right? Really small, 560 mils by 570 mils wide. It folds up and only weighs 4.85 kilograms. Now, these panels are not just any old panel, right? They are absolutely unique, and what makes them so great, other than the ease of use and the foldability of them, is they are non-glass panels. So yes, it's a monocrystalline panel, but it has a full copper backing, and this allows it to be fully flexible. So even if these panels are damaged, so let's say a tree falls on it, for example, or punches it, any puncher, for example, it will still emit a voltage. Now that's important, the whole panel doesn't shut down. The other great feature is even in semi-shaded or partial shaded conditions, these will still work. So even if I have only 2 cells open, it'll only give me 100 watts. If I have 3, 150, and then the fourth one, 200 watts. The great thing about them is they have a max current output of 11.3 amps. Now, I personally have had this panel producing 13.5 amps. That is absolutely huge and just what I want for charging my batteries. Now, personally, I found that a 200 watt panel is the lucky number. Well, anything above a 160. Basically, you want practical, fast camping. So I don't want to sit and wait around all day for my batteries to charge up to keep my beers cold in my fridge. So I can leave this out for a couple of hours a day and it tops those batteries right up. Really lightweight, foldable. Now, at the Bush Company, we provide these with options because we know that not all people use a regulator, or that you might have an already built-in regulator system in your vehicle, in which case we provide these two options. Option one being a straight 5-meter long cable that will plug into a regulator that you already have in your vehicle. For example, a DC-DC charger with a built-in voltage regulator. The other option is our regulator kit. Now, these regulator kits include a full 5 meters of wiring, your voltage regulator. Now what that's going to do is bring the high spikes of voltage and just regulate that voltage and current going into your battery system, so not to overcharge your system or burn up the batteries. What we also attach onto these are your good old alligator clips on with Anderson. So if you have an Anderson fitting on your vehicle, you can simply unplug these, plug the Anderson side in, or use the alligator clips so to charge up your cranking battery on your car. On the other end of these, we have the waterproof MC4 plugs. Now these attach onto the panel. Now one thing important to note is our regulators sit at the end of the line. In other words, they are not attached to the panel. So think about it this way. We all know that you get a voltage drop in your cable over a distance. So our regulator is at the end of the cable, therefore it regulates the voltage after it has dropped down. In other words, giving you the optimum supply at the end of the line and you're not losing efficiency. So I'm going to set this up. Let me show you exactly how to do it. So with these panels, when setting them up, what we want to do most of the time is look at the angle of the sun, right? So it's pretty much late afternoon now, the sun's dipping down. We're going to try and aim the panel at the sun to get optimum charging. Now the nice thing with these panels is that they come in this really heavy duty canvas bag. So you are more than able to lie these down on the ground, straight up like this, and they will be great and efficient at absorbing the sunlight just like that. To increase this, however, we can actually prop these up. So on the panels, we've got these great little tabs with eyelets. So we can attach any little type of pole propping device, even a stick, for example, which just basically lines it up a bit more at an angle, like such, to face the sun a lot better. Now what I want to get is just a cabling and then show you when we connect this up to a charger or to a battery system, just how it sets up and charges up, and I've got a little monitor to show you. We're not going to use the alligator clips because on my vehicle I've got an Anderson plug attached to the rear. Simply get your MC4 connectors, plug them into the opposing side, male and female. There we go, one's in. The second one's in. That's great. Now we can run this cable out to our vehicle as needed. Just going to plug this into this Anderson fitting on my vehicle. Now Andersons are absolutely great tight fittings that just stop that vibration and them coming loose. Now as we can see there, it was discharging, now charging up already at 4.5 amp and increasing. So we'll also see the voltage slowly starting to creep up, and that'll creep up over time as the batteries are taking on charge. Now looking at the regulator, these are made by the company Rock Solid right here in Australia. Now this is their Power Star regulator that is good for up to 20 amps. Now knowing that the panel's pushing out a max current of 11.35 amp, that is the perfect regulator suited for it. These also have a data entry point, so you can plug your data cable straight in there to your computer for up to 400 days of power tracking if you were that interested in seeing what your panel's been up to. Also, solid unit. These are really good in the heat as well, can handle high heat loads, and as you can see, and I said before, really close to the battery system as well. Little light comes on there to show us that it's working, and this is an MPPT controller. What that means is it's a multi-point power tracking system. Basically, it's getting as much sunlight as it possibly can from the panel, regulating it in all of its different sine waves and charging waves, and regulating and controlling it into your system. So we found that we've matched these up, a really good bit of kit. Now for more information on the products, on these systems and solar systems, go to the Bush Company website at www.thebushcompany.com.au. Thanks for watching and see you later.